Hello, beautiful souls. So, I'm making these tiny capsules so that it's easier for me to label and share on different platforms. And I would greatly appreciate if you could all assist me in sharing my videos and getting me subscriptions. And um, in this particular video, I might disable comments because it may trigger a lot of you. If it does, I can only request you go inward and ask why it has affected you so much, why another perspective is so threatening. Instead of lashing out, go inward and ask which was the point that triggered you, because that might be the very well the lesson that is for you. Uh, we are talking today about understanding twin flame templates or paradigms that you're here to change. I have spoken about this many times over a period of 2 years, but today I'm trying to consolidate and make it very brief so it's understandable. There are a lot of twin flame admin of big groups who think they have got it figured out, and I'm glad they're there. I really am. But let me start with reminding everyone the true twin flames, the original twin flames, those who are here to anchor the divine love and sacred union energies are just 1,44,000 in number. The two of them are counted as one unit. So 2,88,000 out of 8 billion. Very small number. Why do we keep hearing about this is not true, there's no such thing, that's not the way? Because the true twin flames are very, very, very few. And when they read those posts, they don't usually engage. They just do and move on, as you should do. Then there are those who are walking the twin flame template, those who will experience high vibrational relationships. You can call them soulmates, soul flames, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. You are walking the twin flame template to get into a high vibrational relationship. Labels truly don't matter. But today, I'm very specifically talking about the grand misunderstanding about what the twin flames are here to change. What is the paradigm we're here to shift? Every country has a different dysfunction that needs to be healed. If you look at, say, a country in the Middle East and then you look at France, where having an extramarital affair is almost granted. I'm not labeling, I'm just saying what is acceptable in the society. I'm not saying every married person in France is having an affair, but it's very acceptable to the point where in France, if your lover is in the jail, you can go and bail them out as long as you acknowledge that that person is your mistress, for example. Whereas in Middle East, premarital sex or losing your virginity or extramarital affair, or in fact if a woman is raped, she can be flogged or whatever the punishments might be. Do you seriously think that in both the countries twin flames have the same paradigm to break? No, they don't. In France, the lesson might be celibacy, loyalty, monogamous. In another country where that has been drilled into the heads and is made out to be your shackle, That because you're married, now you're going to stay in that house, suffer and die. The paradigm shift is learning to walk out, rather be single than in an unhappy marriage. If you come from a country where marriage between two certain religion is completely frowned upon, that's what you're here to bridge. Twin flames are bridging the man-made chasms between hearts. There is a favorite pair of mine. I'm not saying they're twin flames. Perhaps they are, but they're definitely wonderful. Two warring countries, and both of them celebrity sports people. And so what they did was they got married and they went to a third country and they're living there, living a wonderful life there. I choose to look at them playing out the template of Leila Majnu. Template. I didn't say they are Leila Majnu. Good Lord. Playing out the template of Leila Majnu of not just warring clans but warring countries, bridging it and finding a practical solution of living in a third country entirely. That's what twins are supposed to do. So if there's something in your country, in your community, in your space that is heavily frowned upon, unfortunately that what you judge, what you've hated is your lesson. The bridge is that which your the history behind you has told you is the chasm between you. You cannot fall in love once you're married. Says who? The heart and mind are two different things. I read posts all day long. Love a man who does this. Love a woman who's that. You fall in love. You don't think I'm choosing to fall in love. God forbid, we would have never made mistakes in our life. If somebody is toxic, abusive, negative, is low vibrational, is making you a worse person by their presence, their company, by forcing you to drink, to dope, to do drugs, to crossing your boundaries, walk away. But we don't choose to fall in love. We just recognize that, oh, I love so and so. The templates that are playing out for twins are as many as they are twin flame pairs. What is the common thing? You will trigger each other. You will introduce each other by mirroring their shadow aspect till you don't heal that. And to understand this, you have to understand also that within each of us we carry the child, the adult, and the parent. The parent is the critical part of the recording that plays on and on in your head, that which you've heard from your parents while you were growing up. You're useless, you're lazy, you're this, you'll never amount to anything, you're worthless. Why don't you just die? Why don't I just die? All that. Those recordings. So whenever you're upset with yourself, you hear that playback. The inner child is the one that will sabotage you till you don't heal them, befriend them, integrate them. The reason for the triggers is so that twins become aware and go and start healing those inner children. Or the same cycles will keep repeating and the same sabotage will keep happening. Does that mean that till we are not perfect, whole and complete, we cannot be with someone? Not true, not true, not true. You have to come to a vibrational match. And wherever that match is, here or here, wherever, you can very well come into reunion. You will have to keep working just like any other relationship. Every relationship needs sunlight, water, fertilizer, for the plant to grow healthy, it needs pruning, it needs harvesting, it needs tending to, nourishing. The best of relationships can collapse if someone is being taken for granted and ignored, being pushed aside, put on the back burner, or not being the priority. How do you know that you or your twin is in their shadow aspects? People know about shadow twins. A shadow twin, can he be or she be different from your true twin? Could be. Let's right now work with the assumption this is your true twin flame, but when you have triggered each other, you both are now in your shadow. You are shadow boxing. But how will you recognize that now you have evolved and your twin hasn't? If, okay, there's a quote by Ayn Rand, I might not be completely accurate with it, but in Fountainhead, the negative character says, show me who someone finds beautiful and I'll tell you who they are. Who or what in the world is attractive to you? And I'm not just talking physicality, right? But that also is important here. Are you attracted to shallow, superficial things? Are you, uh, let's talk about the karmics. The karmic, again, let me repeat, can be the mother, sister, wife, boss, job, anything. Anything, we'll talk about the karmic in a second. But if your twin has evolved, because when right now a lot of twins are coming back, I'm explaining this so you can judge for yourself whether you or them or both still need more healing. Their perspective hasn't changed. They still like their addictions, they still enjoy their toxic friends, they still find the false veneer of the karmic appealing. They cannot love falsity and truth at the same time. They come back to you because of the pull, but they are still caught in the false shimmers of the karmic energy. They have still not learned to discern the true from the false. They are still not detached. They have still not risen above to come up and see from the third eye. The karmic energy was there to help and get help themselves. It's always mutual. To complete old karma, to settle debts, to learn lessons. One of the biggest ways you can understand if someone is your karmic, right, versus your twin. A karmic will not only continue to put up with your BS, or you will continue putting up with their BS, but there's a lot of nagging. You never do this, you need to change that. They will keep trying to change you. They will never accept you for who you are. They will try to make you fit into a cutout that they want you to be. Your twin flame will not want you to change. They will trigger within you a desire to change. You will bring about the change in you. You will want to be better tempered. You will want to be healthy for your sake. You will realize I am inconsistent and I need to better my game. Game as in my hustle, my work ethics, whatever it might be, where you see They have shed the light, and the realization comes to you on your own, and you desire to bring about the change. They don't nag you into it. They may say, I'm not okay with being treated like this. That is them drawing their boundaries. They will not say, don't, or, do this. But a karmic will nag you all day long. You never pick up your clothes from the floor, and then will go on to pick up the clothes from the floor and enable you. Anyone who's doing that is your karmic. Oops. At this time, a lot of twins are, if you remember long time back, I had told you, when we meet in perfect alignment, in high vibration, the bubble phase, as Mel Brand says, I love him, and then you start going separate. Initially, it's very subtle because now you're coming back to where you are in your physical reality, and you trigger each other. You feel the intensity. The runner starts running, and the chaser feels abandoned, rejected, and starts running after. But once you have started healing, I had told you, and this was the example I had used, it will be like this. You'll come close, you'll bounce off. But if you can see, the hands are coming closer and closer. So the coming together also happens faster and faster till you can vibrate together and rise. A lot of twins are coming back. A lot of them are trying to open up and speak. But at this time, you need to be extra discerning. Have they really changed? Are they offering you something new? Are they willing to let go of their old life, which has kept them in those low energies? And here I will again repeat something that I have said a long time ago. Divine feminines and divine masculines are like this. If you feel your divine masculine is in the shadow world, yes, they are looking at certain things which you are not. You are able to be using your higher chakras because they are using their lower chakras, and you're balancing each other out till you both can do both, right? But at this time, it's very important for you to discern where you're at, what's being triggered in you, and drop the understanding that the divine feminine is higher than. Because if the divine feminine has taken the stairs, the divine masculine who is down working in the lower 3D realms is, when the time comes, they're going to come up like this. It's not going to take them very long. They're very strong. Our divine masculines are all powerful. The only things they need to do is realize and open their third eye, and it's not going to be too long. The towers that have been happening and unions have been happening for a lot of people. June, July, August are going to be extremely significant. For a lot of the waves, 2021 is going to be very crucial. Those of you who haven't met your twin in the physical does not mean their energy is not working with you from the 5D level, be it in dream state or something, using somebody else to trigger certain energies and helping you. It's happening right now, and it's very important for you to realize, where are you still attached to your 3D world? Where do you need more detachment? Where do you need to let go of your ego? Where are you still using your brain? Where are you still relying on these eyes? When someone is with a karmic because they believe, if I leave, what will happen to my finances? How will I take care of this? I don't have a job. Let me remind you, that person is just the source, not the source, the Zarya, the pipe. The source is the divine, the source is the universe. Either you believe that or you don't. What the divine has decreed for you, no one can take it away. At this time, also, the karmics are really interfering. The matrix energy does want us to fail and is throwing hallucinations, fears, real, imaginary, your past, triggering you. And with the planetary alignments, there will be chances of conflict, of anger, of miscommunication. But I do believe if you are doing your inner work, if you're aligning with God, even that which you perceive as a mistake will turn out to be a blessing. I don't believe we will at this point be allowed to make a grave mistake. That might be the very thing that was required at this juncture to enable the transition, the transformation to occur. Those who will resonate with this message will know what I'm talking about. For others, it may sound very cryptic. But when this message is right for you, you will probably be guided back to this video and it will make complete sense to you. So, is there finally some forward movement, ever so slow, very challenging? It's more of a test. Are you going to again go back to settling? Please don't settle. Don't give in to the fears of last, I will not have anyone other than this, I will never get. Don't settle. Whatever your brain is telling you, don't. They might be sexual temptations, they might be easier something thrown towards you. Keep surrendering, asking for guidance. And please do not buy into that we all have the same, we all have to come into a man made relationship called marriage for it to be called a reunion. What I was talking about, what is the similarity of the templates? We are triggered by our twins. We may go into periods of separation from our twins. We have to learn detachment. We have to learn to rely on our intuition. We have to become one with the divine. Put our relationship with God above everything else. Rely on God. Obey God. Everything else may or may not work in the same principle. Just because someone met their twin when they were unmarried, when they were children, does not mean that's how it will play out for everyone. One thing I will definitely say, if you are still searching, are you a twin, are you not a twin, one of the signs I have seen in most genuine twins was a weird longing, emptiness, or a knowledge, one of the three or all three, that there is someone out there they are destined for. They could have called them the one, the hero, my person, doesn't matter. But there was this weird feeling, not of an incompleteness, but that you're searching before you even knew anything about relationships. I mean, that young. Just because you're hooked on someone, an ex person, a crush, or one sided love is not a twin flame. It just isn't. There is certain spiritual abilities, be it clairvoyance, intuition, which you've always had, healing abilities. If you don't, I highly doubt if you're a true twin flame, but you could be walking the twin flame template. I'm sorry you have to hear it from me, but someone has to cut out the bullshit. If after meeting the perceived twin, your abilities have not increased, not your twin. There's a supernatural expanding of your abilities, your spiritual gifts, a certain humility, a certain level of gratefulness, an ability to praise another, even a twin flame coach, a tarot reader. Your heart expands, it has space for everyone, and you're not afraid of saying without judging. The point is, without judging, saying that person is a karmic. You need to leave that person. You need to empower yourself. That person is not a good leader. Without judgment, just calling out facts, you become very factual without imposing your truths on others. You're okay with someone else following another path, another regime, another set of tools entirely to heal themselves. You do not mock them, you do not mock their beliefs. You work on your divine gifts. You are transparent. You're okay saying, I goofed up. I had a nasty night. I am not doing my work. You're okay asking for help. You will find more and more awakened people coming into your surroundings. Every time I meet someone, I'm clapping, oh my god, he's awake, she's awake, you know. And you don't feel the need to teach, to tell. When you're beginning to wake up, you are excited beyond words and you go around, do you know what angel numbers? Do you know these signs? I need you to do this. And you start imposing. Before we can make twin flames and light workers and grid workers into new religions and make it again rigid and ritual based and only this is what it is, let's understand we were sent here to break those scripture based man made structures. We were here to make everything flow again with the way the divine intends. That's why today no one can identify with one label. They will identify with, yes, I'm a light worker, I'm a twin, I'm an indigo, or I'm a this, I'm a grid worker, I'm a blue ray. Because we are being braided so that we cannot just stick to one and again become, group divided. We have to work towards the unity consciousness, towards oneness. And we have to recognize those who are consciously choosing to stay in the 3D and be okay, knowing when their time comes they will evolve, but right now it is not upon us to take them with us. We have to be okay leaving them behind. God is not going to abandon any of his children. It's just that their time has not come yet. You are bouncing up and down, and that is going to exhaust you. It's okay to say no to commitments, to a lot of things, to people, rather than bounce around. It's okay if your mentor has to point out where you're going wrong. Accept it and learn and evolve from it. That's what you have to do. And not everybody has life coaches, mentors, or whatever. You have it in you. All you have to do is connect with the white light. Make sure that the words you use or the thoughts you use or the energy you use to connect with the white light, you're connecting with the real white light and not the fake ones. That you're shielding. You're making sure that only the true channeling comes through. It will not placate you. It will not praise you. It will not mollycoddle you. It will not boost your ego. It will just give you very cryptic, simple answers. What is the hardest thing right now for all twin flames is to continue with faith. But don't have faith on the person. Again, don't go on the I. Have faith that you could not have been led so far by the divine, by your own soul, to come just this far. There is something that's coming. Just focus yourself on looking, feeling, being the best version of yourself day after day after day, regardless of what's happening there. With that, I will leave you all with a lot of love and light, and I think this is a better idea for me to make these mini capsules. So I'm going to try and do more of these. God bless you, and I will greatly appreciate your likes and shares and subscriptions.